Hello everyone, welcome back. It is time to set up our sinking funds for the month of September, and so I like to set up my weekly checkup page along with my sinking funds page at the same time because I kind of use them together. Already got our September budget all set up, and so this page is where I like to put the weekly checkup. And the weekly checkup is just where I keep track of certain categories that change each week that I want to make sure I'm staying on top of so we don't go over budget. I don't track, if it's like a bill, I don't track that because I know that is the correct amount, but any sort of I guess it's like spending categories, this is how I track it. If it's not just a cash envelope where I can look in and just see the cash that we have left. Okay, so I have some extra thin washi here, and so why don't we just do this one? And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It never comes out quite evenly, but that is definitely okay. Let's do this one next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I think I always do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it technically should be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. See, this one gets a little wonky because I may put one down at the bottom if I have an extra one by the time I get there, or I may not. We shall see. Let's do the lines next, and then I will tell you the categories that I usually track. And it basically is, some of my variable income categories as well. Don't mind my kids, they're playing video games right now and they simply cannot play them without yelling. So I don't really get it, but we're having fun, I guess. All right, so there is week 1. Here is week 2. Here is week 3. And here is week 4. Look at that, I didn't even plan that, and they're like opposite, well I guess that one's not, but opposite colors, which makes my little heart happy. Okay, the categories that I track, and I just want to make sure I keep them in the same order, because if you don't keep them in the same order, okay, so it goes Etsy, Plexus, Cash, Miscellaneous. So we have Etsy, Plexus, Cash, and Miscellaneous, and it's always nice to have a couple extra in case I decide to track any extra, but generally that is no. So Etsy I just track on a weekly basis because I spend and earn each week, and I like to keep that track of that in that sinking fund. Plexus, same thing, I earn each week. And then Cash, so this is what builds up. I get these little bonuses from Plexus each week, and I like to take those out in cash along with any extra stuff and put it in our kid cash envelope. And so that's what that category is for, because then it builds up and then I can pull it out the next time I'm at the ATM. And then this miscellaneous category I like to keep track of because otherwise I will just spend willy-nilly in that other bank account, because it's kind of like our extra money. So that's how I keep track of that. Then This is where I use my transaction log to keep track of sinking funds transactions only. That's just how I do it, because I do have every dollar as well, and I don't really feel the need to track every single transaction because I already record those in every dollar. So I really just use the transaction log for the sinking funds transactions. And I've kind of divided it into 2 pages now. So this first page is one bank account and the second page is the other bank account. So I think I'm gonna use, is this the one I wanna use? Where's the extra? Yeah, I'm gonna use this. And I don't have another label, but I know it's the sinking fund, so it doesn't really bother me. I care more about like having that label at the top than I really care about the other stuff, I guess. So, or the, I should say the washi at the top, because I will just make the lines exactly the same. And could even, you know what, I could use this and I could just write them in as well. There's nothing that says that I can't do that. And have a nice little place to write them. Okay, then I think I will use both of these down at the bottom here. The new, like it used, I think the planner used to go like down closer to the bottom, and so now there's like this big gap, but the washi fits directly in between the lines, and so I don't know. I used to put it way down at the bottom, but now there's like this gap. Okay, here we go. We going to draw the line there. Draw the line there. Okay, so now I just have to make these the same size over here. Shouldn't be that hard to do. There. More like this. Okay. Now, I really do not like my handwriting, which is why I do stickers, but see, look how crooked that is, whatever. But it will work for just this. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and start with this sinking fund. And just as a reminder to everyone, where I get the starting balance is from the ending balance in last month's. That's where I get that starting balance from. And I did go ahead and write myself a cheat sheet so that I wouldn't have to flip back and forth, because that is super annoying. So our first fund is Granger, which is our trash service. Our starting balance is $26.25. We add $22 to it. And then if we pay it in that month, I would subtract it. And then I always balance this up before the next month starts. So here we have car tags. Our starting balance is $294. And we add $37 each month. We have oil change, We aren't adding anything this month. It's just kind of how the numbers worked out. We have some other expenses and such. And our starting balance, because we have enough in there for an oil change, so our starting balance is $100.25. We have our doctor fund, and this is really where all our money went this month. We have a large doctor bill that we have to pay. And so our starting, and it was pretty depleted, our starting balance was $13.05. And we are adding $406.57. I mentioned in my previous budget setup video that we have a big eye doctor bill that we needs to get paid. So that's what that is for. We have Amazon Prime. Right now there is $28.86, and we add $12 each month. We have our beauty fund, which we have $185.69, and we are adding $20. Ideally, I need to add more than $20 a month to that. I am gonna have to purchase the girls some hair products real soon here, so that's gonna get kind of depleted. Christmas fund, which I am so proud of because I've not touched it, not one time. Currently there's $261.57, and we put $50 in there each month. So we will have over 300 plus in the other bank account. There's another Christmas fund. So we are really looking good for Christmas, which makes me really happy that I've been able to not touch that. Life insurance, we are actually starting out negative because I just paid the bill at the end of August. So negative $47.80, and this is one, we pay these every 3 months, and so they're negative for a while sometimes. And we are adding, you know, it'll be rectified this month, $77.29 in there. Our car insurance, we currently have $1,536.98, and it's time to pay that. So this is gonna be like completely wiped out real soon here. So we add $150.50 each month. Our clothing budget, which I turned our school supply fund into clothing because it was kind of like school supplies, curriculum / new clothes for the kids. We totally depleted that, so we're starting with nothing, and this month we're not able to add anything to it because of that large doctor bill, but I plan on adding to it going forward. And then this one, this is just where I keep track of it. The phone is actually part of our regular budget, but we are kind of letting it build up. And I just like to see how much extra we have broken out, so I just write it down here, and then I don't say we're adding anything to it, just because whatever's left over, we add to it. So I'm just kind of keeping track of it like that. Then over here on this side, this is our other bank account. And so here is where I kind of keep some of my business stuff. These are some of our larger sinking funds. Some of it I share, some of it I don't. So the stuff that I share, I will go ahead and write in. We did decide to start doing estimated taxes. So we are starting with $500 in there, and then we put $250 each month. Our new car fund, we depleted because we bought our new to us van. So we are starting, and we're just building it back up little by little like we did before. We're starting with $555.58, and we're adding $323 to it, and our goal is to get this up to $500. I do have a Plexus fund. I don't share what that is though. And then Etsy, I don't know what we're starting with actually. I'll have to go back and look that one up. But I don't put what we add because it's a variable thing. I don't know what I'm gonna add to that. And then some of these, so like I get paid from Plexus on the 15th of the month. So I fund a lot of these categories with Plexus money. And so at the beginning of the month, I don't know, I don't know what I'm gonna get paid yet. So I don't add those in. So miscellaneous, we are starting with 0, but I won't know how much I can add until I get my Plexus paycheck. So I just leave that blank. The YMCA is opening back up, which this is not a political statement. This is just a personal opinion. They're opening back up, but you have to wear a mask while you exercise. And I personally feel that that is extremely unhealthy. So we will not be using it until we don't have to wear a mask. I can't imagine like working out super hard and sucking in my own air and bacteria and stuff, like sweating and anyway. But we're going to let our membership continue. That will continue this month. And hopefully it won't be too much longer and we can go back in like regular and not have to wear a mask. So, like I mentioned, we also have a Christmas fund here. We are starting with $218.14, and I don't know how much I will add because I have to go back. We fund this completely with the interest that we make off of this bank account. So I don't know until the very last day of the month what that is. So I will go back and add that in for next month. Our porch, which we have started, which is super exciting. So I will go through, money will be coming out of this finally, and we're not adding anything to it. So that fund will start to go down as we buy things for the porch, for the construction of the porch, I should say. Lawn care, I think we might only have like one more application, maybe 2. I can't remember which one we're on. But we are starting with $163, and then I always add $163 to that. Our emergency fund, again, we have some here and some in the other bank account, but we are starting with, and we're starting to add to this one as well, $5,082.10. And I don't know how much we will add because whatever we don't use, whatever's left over, I'm putting into that fund at the end. So I don't know how much that will be to the very end. The kids, this is actually, they used to have, money in here. They have a big fat 0 right now because we actually took that money that was just sitting there and used it for the van. And so now we're paying this fund back. So again, whatever needs to go back in there, I won't know until the very end of the month. And then we have our cash category, like I explained in the weekly check-in, and we are starting with $74.90. And again, I don't know how much that will be because that comes in weekly. And then I have a little subscription group, like a homeschooling group that I subscribe to. And so I am starting with 0 in there, but that comes out, it's $13 a month. So that is our sinking funds setup. And this might seem like a lot of work to people, but this is how I can keep track of the, thousands of dollars that are in each bank account that need to stay in those bank accounts because they're earmarked for things. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!